friends, families, and honored guests. We are here today to celebrate love. Love organizes our large and sometimes unpredictable world. It is that which enshrines and ennobles our human experiences. It is the basis for peace of family and the peace of the peoples of the earth. The greatest gift bestowed upon humans is the gift of love freely given between two persons. All of you are present today because you, in one way or another, have been a part of Rhonda's or Howard's life. On behalf of the bride and the groom, a hearty welcome to all of us. Today we witness a marriage that began years before Rhonda and Howard even met. The world of Toronto's social change advocates is a very small one. And it seems that for years, Howard and Rhonda attended many of the same demonstrations, the workshops and meetings, without ever connecting. And this was a good thing, because Howard was then married and was otherwise occupied. This was a marriage that began in cyberspace, on Facebook to be precise. And it, as many relationships on Facebook begin, it begins with posting. Rhonda posted the lyrics of Leon Rossellon's "The World Turned Upside Down," and Howard commented on the posting. Rhonda thought to herself, "Oh no, another left academic." But through their comments and postings, then in emails, and finally at the Vesta lunch counter where they met and decided to go down the street together. And so today we are here to celebrate as Rhonda and Howard go forth together to continue to turn the world upside down. Yay! Today, two among us who have stood apart come together now to declare their love and to be united in marriage. The words we say today have no magic or prophetic powers. The power of the wedding vows is merely a reflection of the reality that already exists in the hearts and minds of these two people. Rhonda and Howard, nothing I can say or nothing you can say to each other will ensure a long and happy, satisfied and committed marriage. Only your love for one another and your integrity to make your commitment real can do that. In a traditional Jewish wedding, the couple stands under a canopy with no walls. The canopy or chuppah is held upright by 4 thin pieces of wood held by 4 friends of the couple. The canopy signifies that all ceremonies and events takes place under a common sky. The lack of walls show that all human events, even the most important, are open to the winds of nature and time. And the 4 slim pillars held by 4 friends show the importance of friendship and community, even at the beginning of the most intimate and personal of journeys. But as you can all see, Rhonda and Howard do not stand under a canopy. They stand together in front of friends and family and comrades, protected by wishes and hopes of all those who have come here tonight to be these pillars for Rhonda and Howard. And at this time, Howard and Rhonda have chosen to read a poem to each other. Rhonda?
This is, I'm reading Why Marry at All by Marge Piercy. Why mar what has grown up between the cracks and flourished like a weed that discovers itself to bear rugged spikes of magenta and blossoms in August? Ironweed, sturdy and bold, a perennial that endures winters to persist. Why register with the state? Why enlist in the legions of the respectable? Why risk the whole apparatus of roles and rules, of laws and liabilities? Why license our bed at the foot like our Datsun truck? Will the mileage improve? Why encumber our love with patriarchal wordstones, with the old armor of husband and the corset stays and the chains of wife? Marriage meant buying a breeding womb and so claimed to enforce sexual service. Marriage has built boxes in which women have burst their hearts sooner than those walls. Boxes of private slow murder and the fading of the bloom in the blood. Boxes in which secret bruises appear like toadstools in the morning. But we cannot invent a language of new grunts. We start where we find ourselves at this time and place, which is always the crossing of roads that began beyond the Earth's curve, but whose destination we can now alter. This is a public saying to all our friends that we want to stay together. We want to share our lives. We mean to pledge ourselves through times of broken stone and seasons of rose and ripe plum. We have found out, we know, we want to continue.
This is an English translation of Pablo Neruda's 100 Love Songs, number 17. I don't love you as if you were a rose of salt topaz. I love you as one loves certain obscure things, secretly, between the shadow and the soul. I love you as the plant that doesn't bloom, but carries the light of those flowers hidden within itself. And thanks to your love, the tight aroma that arose from the earth lives dimly in my body. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you directly, without problems or pride. I love you like this because I don't know any other way to love, except in this form in which I am not, nor are you, so close that your hand upon my chest is mine, so close that your eyes close with my dreams.
So Rhonda and Howard are going to commemorate their marriage by lighting a unity candle.
We're having a little trouble.
Technical difficulties beyond our control.
That's okay, it happened once with the Olympic flame.
Oh my.
Yes, let's try. My side won't burn.
I say, oh.
Try to shift it.
This is only supposed to happen after the later tonight.
Light is the essence of our existence. Each one of us possesses an inner glow that represents our hopes, our dreams, and aspirations in life. Rhonda and Howard have chosen as their unity candle a Havdalah candle, a scented candle composed of separate strands that are braided together. The distinct strands represent your lives before this day, individual, unique, and special. By each of you lighting the strands that make up the single candle, you symbolize the union of your individual lives. As this new flame burns undivided, so shall your lives now be one. From now on, your plans will be mutual, your joys and sorrows both be shared. And Howard, with your nephew?
Yes, would Austin please come to the center with his mommy, maybe? And Austin is now, has agreed to honor us with being our ring bearers.
Austin and Howard, great day. Hi, Austin. Thank you all.
This is my left. How much is it? All right. We got left and right center?
Facing somebody else.
So we're going to currently have a celebration of the exchange of rings. And so I'm going to ask both of them to exchange vows. Do you, Rhonda, accept Howard as your husband, joining him today in matrimony, offering your friendship and loving care, honoring his growth and freedom as well as your own, cherishing and respecting him, loving and embracing him in times of adversity and in times of joy? If so, answer now, I do.
I do, and you bet your ass.
Hold on, the ring for a minute, but Rhonda. Is that the ring? Okay.
As long as you got the I do in there, it's okay.
I may take the box as well. Just hold on to the ring. Okay. So, repeat after me, please. With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed,
I thee wed.
take it as a sign
Take it as a sign
of my everlasting and unconditional love,
of my everlasting and unconditional love,
with all that I am
with all that I am
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
as your wife.
as your wife.
Atta girl.
Do you, Howard, accept Rhonda as your wife, joining with her today in matrimony, offering your friendship and loving care, honoring her growth and freedom as well as your own, cherishing and respecting her, loving and embracing her in times of adversity and in times of joy? If so, answer now, I do.
I do.
Please repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
Take this as a sign
Take this as a sign
of my everlasting and unconditional love,
of my everlasting and unconditional love,
with all that I am
with all that I am,
and all that I have,
with all that I have,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
as your husband.
as your husband.
Love freely given has no giver and no receiver. You are each the giver and each the receiver. The wedding ring is a symbol in visible form of the unbroken circle of your love, so that wherever you go, you may always return to your shared life together. May these rings always call to mind the power of your love. Rhonda and Howard, in the presence of your family and friends who have joined you to share in this moment of joy, you have declared your deep love and affection for each other. You have stated your wish to live together, always open to a deeper, richer friendship and partnership. You have formed your own union based on respect and honor. Therefore, it is my joyful responsibility to officially acknowledge your union as husband and wife. You may now seal your marriage with a kiss. May the glory which rests upon all who love you bless you and keep you, fill you with happiness and a gracious spirit. Despite all changes of fortune and time, may that which is good and lovely and true remain abundantly in your hearts, giving you strength for all that lies ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present to you for the first and last time, Mr. and Mrs. Howard and Rhonda Sussman.
Now, for the second most important thing, party. Lots of food, party. And with this, we see the end of 2013, and we enter fighting joyously for 2014.